Okay, now today we are going to learn how to use Photoshop. We are going to create a receipt. So I'm going to take you through all the steps on how to create a simple receipt. So first of all, you need to run the software, which is Photoshop. So when you run it, it will open up. This is the interface. This is our toolbox here. So we need to now create our workspace. So you go to File, then New, and then you'll see this simple interface appearing on the screen. Now for the receipt, we are going to customize it. So select customize, and then we have to concentrate on the measurements. So what type of measurements are we going to implement for the receipt? I'll go with centimeters. So then you have to rename your project as we said. When you're done with doing that, now what is so important is the measurements here. At times I could change the measurements, so you need to be very keen with this. For now I'm going to leave them as they are, but if I share with you how I want you to apply the measurements, please you need to follow the instructions. So I'll go ahead and click on the OK button. Now unfortunately you see we have our workspace in portrait format. So what do we do when we experience this? Remember I said I'll be sharing with the measurements. So for now I've got the default measurements. That's why you see it is not appearing as the way I expect it to be. Now for most receipts, you'll find most of them are in landscape format. So you'll find a few that are in portrait, but then you'll find majority of them are in landscape. So this is portrait, and then landscape. If you want to change your workspace to landscape format, you go to image, and then you go to rotate canvas. So now I'm going to click 90 degrees, and then I have it now appearing the way I want it to be. Now for the receipt, remember we are going to create one from scratch. So we need to know what tools we are going to use, or that we need in order for us to create our receipt. First of all, the tool that we are mainly going to use is the type tool. So you go to your toolbox here, and then you may try to even right click. So we have a number of type tools, but then we want the horizontal type tools, what we are going to use. So I'll select it, and then I left click. When you left click, you type the title of that receipt. Okay, so I may say it is called the Coffee Housing Estate. So now what if I want to reduce the size of my text? On your keyboard you press Ctrl A, and then you have this menu up here, so you can try to adjust the size of your text. Perhaps I may make it 48. I think I'm going to reduce it again. So I have this is enough for me. Then in brackets I'm going to type rental. So let's say you are coming up with a receipt or designing a receipt. You need to have a title for that receipt, for what you're creating. Now let's say you want to adjust the text. So how do we move it? We have this gentleman called the move tool. You click on it, and then you drag. It helps you to drag the text. Now I need to change the color of this text. First of all, if you look at mine, when I zoom in, you find it is having a light dark green. So if you want to make some changes with the color of the text, you go back and click on the type tool, and then you press Ctrl A, and then you have this gentleman here, the small square. So I'll go ahead, I double click, and then I select the dark color. So you will see a preview of the color that you have selected, and then you click on the OK button. So that will do the trick, and then you'll have your text, the color will have changed. Now what if I want to Okay, so what if you want to change the font type? Font type, you go this side, you change the font type to the one you want. If you want to bold it, you go around here. Okay, then the size is around here. Center line, you can place it at the center. Perhaps for us, for our case, we having it here like this, so that is enough for our case. Now, what comes next? Now there is a design we can come up with. I'm going to grab a square here. We have our shapes in this toolbox. I'll grab a rectangle tool and then I draw my square here where I'm going to type the word receipt. So I'll click on the move tool and again I drag it here. Then I'll go ahead and then now for the type tool you can just proceed and then you type from here. Now for me to avoid wasting time, I want to just duplicate this. So I'll grab this and then I duplicate the text and then grab the type tool. So this is receipt. I'll type receipt. Now if you want to move it, make sure you need to know how to use the move tool. So this is my move tool. I'm going to drag it and place the text here. Now as you're placing it here, you'll find the dark colors disappearing from here. So what you do, click on type tool and then you click from here, press Ctrl A, then you try to change the color of your text. So click OK and then that will do the trick. So I'm not seeing my text, but it's somewhere. I'm no longer seeing it. So I think I want to try to look for it. I'm not seeing it at all. I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to first remove this. So let me put back my shape here. Okay, maybe before we type anything, I want to change these corners of these shapes. I want to have rounded corners. So you come here on your layer section, you double click, then you'll find this appearing on the screen, then you click on stroke, and then you can try to adjust. So I'll make this one dark, that small square there, make it dark, and then I try to let me try to increase the so I want rounded corners, so this will work for me. Press OK, that is if you are comfortable with that, and then I'll grab the type tool, then I try to type the word receipt. Now you see there's a challenge. When you're typing the word receipt, you'll find sometimes as you're typing, you're not seeing the text you're typing. So what do? You just press Ctrl A, and then you come and double click from here, such that you're able to select the color that you want. Then you press OK. When you do that, you'll be able to see your text. So let me finish it. Now remember, I need to place it here within this shape on top. So I'll click on the move tool, then I drag it towards the side. Now remember, I'm not seeing the text when I'm dragging it within this shape. So what I'll do, click on the type tool and then press again Ctrl A. Then I try to change the color of the text. So you click that and then have it being changed. So with this, I'm able to change the color. So if you want to adjust the shape, let's say it's too big, you want to somehow reduce the size, you select that layer of the shape from here and then you go to edit, then you go to free transform. When you do that, it's going to allow you to make changes to your shape. So I think I'll have something like this. Now let's say I've approved these changes, you go and click on the move tool and then you have this message, apply the transformation, click apply. So we have this now. So what if I want to drag all this at once? Remember, if you just try to lift this, you'll find the text is being left behind. What you do, on your keyboard, you press Ctrl and then you select the layer that has receipt here. Then with this, you're able to drag the text together with the shape. So what comes next after this? Now from here, we need to have here the telephone contact and also the PO box on the right side. So that means I'll click on the type tool, I come on the left side, I'll type PO. Now you see, as I'm typing, I'm not seeing the text. You press Ctrl A, then you double click, you choose the dark color. So we have PO box. Sorry, we are going to go with first the telephone contact. Now this is too big, so I'll press Ctrl A. Then I try to reduce the size of the text. Perhaps I may go with size 18. That could work for me. So then I put the telephone contacts there. Press enter and then so you'd find so I have something like this. So you find, so let's say this is it, and then I think this will not work for us. I need to bring this a bit closer up here. So I'm going to make some changes. I'm going to edit this. Let me remove this one here down. So this will be on its own. So then I'm going to reuse this to save time. I'm going to go to the layer section here and then I duplicate. Now for your case, you can just grab the type tool and type again. For me to save time, I'm going to just grab the layer here and then I duplicate it from here. So that means I'll come, I pull it out from here and then type tool. Then I'm going to, I think I'm going to maintain the same number. So I'm going to just get rid of this. Yeah, so for your case, if you can't drag this, it's okay. You can just go ahead and use the type tool to continue typing. Now, let's say we are done with this. We also need to put telephone contact, the receipt number. So once again, for my case, I'm going to duplicate this. For your case, you can just grab the type tool and type from here. So I'm going to come here and then I edit. So this will be receipt number, which is in no, like this. Press type to move tool, so I have something like that. Now I need to adjust. So I'll grab the type tool and then I type from here. So I'll type receipt, let's say it's 357. Ctrl A, then I want to make this red. Press OK. So I've changed the color of the text. What if I want to increase the size of sort of the digits? I press this. So perhaps move tool. So we have something that looks like this. Alright. So now what comes next is we need to have let me see. So I want to adjust this a bit. So if you want to move all this at the same time, you need to transform. Yeah, so I can just adjust this a bit. I press shift and then I drag. So if I'm okay with this, I press apply, move tool, then I drag it here. So we have something like this. Now on the right side, PO box of course will come in. I'm going to once again duplicate this to save time on my side. For your case, you can do what? You can just go to the type tool and then you type, so it is fine. So I'll grab this and then I'm going to type. So I'll click here, then I'll say PO box. Let's say this is the PO box number, then perhaps Kampala. Then remember, you can just press enter here and then I proceed with the typing to save time. But I'm going to, I think this is enough. So the date, for the date I'm going to type here as well. You can put it around here, type tool, and then date. So you just press the full stop, say, on your, that full stop on your keyboard. You just maintain that, use that instead. Yeah, so we are done with the front part, so we are now remaining with the downer part. So what we are going to do, we are going to use a single type tool. So I'll go here and then I'll click from here, then I type the word received with thanks. So you find most receipts have this, then the dots, put the dots there. These are just normal dots. Okay, so I'll go like this, press enter. I proceed with what I want to do with this. So to save time on your side, you don't have to look for another type tool. You proceed, you just continue typing, you press enter, sum of shillings. This will save you a lot of time. Then the dots, enter, and then we have this. Then finally we have bank payment of what? So whoever will get this receipt, they will decide on what it's going to be for. Rent, perhaps. Yeah, most likely rent, since we have specified what type of receipt is this that we are creating. Then finally we have cash. Is someone going to pay using cash or perhaps check? So check number, most checks have numbers, so you do this. And then we have balance as well. Perhaps someone has given you money and then you need to specify how much balance you owe that individual. And then finally, because you are now done with this, click on the move tool. So you see we are done with this part. So what we are left with is we have shillings. So I'll click on the type tool and then so I'll type shillings. So if I want to use italic, you press Ctrl A and then you go up here, italic bold. Perhaps I'll go this. It's a bit slanting as you can see. Then I need to increase on the size of the text, make it like I think 24, perhaps 30. Yeah, 30 will do. So you come and then put it around here. Now we need to place a shape there. I'll grab again the rectangle tool, select it, and then you try to draw. Now you see there is color. To get rid of that color, you'll have to come here and then you go to fill the layer section here, and then you do this. That's how you get rid of the color. How do you make this bold? You'll have to double click, then I'll go to stroke, and then you'll go to size and make it thick, something like that. I think around there is enough. That could work. Then change the color of the boundary, something to black. Press OK. So I'm okay with this. Yeah. So that is our receipt. That's how you can create a receipt. You can go ahead and then you add with the thanks down here. Yeah, you add the word with thanks down here, and then you have a very good receipt. So let us add it there, perhaps with thanks. So I'll grab the type tool. So type So you have to just simply do that, and you type with thanks, you change the color, make sure it is black. So that is all. That's how you can create a receipt. Yes, hello. Why so? Leaving to you.